Thank you so much, Candice, for joining me today on Poppy and Vine's Meet the Maker. It's great to have you on. I'm excited to learn more about Sonoma County Bee Company. So I'm going to turn it over to you to tell us a little bit more about you and the company.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me on. I started this company officially about 3 years ago, and it just sort of grew out of a hobby that I was doing with my mentor. And eventually we decided to just, put a name to it, put some branding on it, and then just go from there. And it's just been growing and it's been amazing and so much fun. I'm really grateful.
That's awesome. So you have beehives around the county, is that correct?
Yes, we manage colonies for private clients and some corporate clients as well, hotels, restaurants, things like that. We all operate our own home apiaries. So I have bees in my backyard, and the other beekeepers as well manage their own hives. But we all practice natural beekeeping. So we don't use any chemical treatments on our bees. We don't feed our bees any sugar water. And we don't import bees from other areas. What we do is we capture swarms within our own apiaries and within the community as a public service, we capture swarms. And then we'll split some genetics. If we're seeing that we have some survivability within a colony, we'll split those genetics as well. So we're doing this, we're kind of operating these self-sustaining apiaries. And then we also have a product line to support the business as well, which I make all those items at the moment, and it's amazing, but a lot of work.
That's exciting. Wow. Yeah, to be completely honest, I'm not all that familiar with beekeeping. Though I do see some hives in and around our neighborhood, which I think is lovely. And I think is, we could use more of them. I know we continue to see messaging across a variety of platforms about, how much we need bees and whatnot. And so being able to kind of contribute even at a small kind of, single family home level, I think is a really nice addition to our bee population. So in addition to, your private clients, your corporate clients, your line, I know that you've also recently just launched a honey tasting online. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so it was really a plan of mine to do maybe 2 or 3 events throughout the year, just so people could get a little bit closer to us and see what we do, come and take a look at some of our operations and just be really transparent in that way, but make it fun, make it an event, make it a dinner or something. And then when the pandemic happened, I sort of had to shift that idea, but I still wanted to connect with people. So we started doing a virtual honey tasting. And what we do is we get monofloral honeys from all over the world, and we just do a side-by-side tasting with people on Zoom. We send them the tasting kit, and then we talk a little bit about our practice, about beekeeping in general, bee biology. We talk about honey flavors and aromas, and then we do this side-by-side tasting. And it's always just so fun to watch people's reactions over Zoom. And we've started doing them in person here just as of recently, but it's still a big part of what we're doing. And I can do it from, my home, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's really great. And so you mentioned flavors. And so do you find that the hives that are located around the county actually produce ever so slightly different flavor aromas and profiles?
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, it just kind of depends on what the bees are foraging on, but it's pretty amazing how broad the spectrum of flavors can be, even just 2 hives side by side. Really? I mean, one hive could have found a patch of flowers that the other hive didn't really know about yet. And so the honey just changes flavors all the time. It's really amazing. And we do our honey a little bit different than most. Most people will uncap the honey and put it in a spinner and spin the honey out.
Yeah,
but we're comb crushers. So we actually crush the comb up every time we harvest honey, and it drips through, sort of like percolates down. And so all the honey passes through all that wax that the bees have been, working over. All that pollen that's dusting off of their bodies really stays in our honey, and we don't heat our honey ever. So you're getting all of those beneficial minerals and vitamins that are in honey.
How very cool. So what is your web address, and how can people find you and look up all of these different ways to participate with you?
So we have a website. It's sonomacountybeecompany.com. We also have an Instagram. We have Facebook, but it's all just kind of one thing anyways.
Yeah.
I'm not a marketing specialist, but I do handle all of that. But, so people can find us online. And
so before you jumped into this business as a full-time, gig, it was your passion project, you said. And so, how did you kind of end up with this passion project, and what's your background that kind of led you to this path?
So I've always been like a tinker and a maker, a creator. I always was crafting when I was younger. So I think the path, like my whole life's path, has sort of just been coming this direction. But I started off, I went to college, I went to art school, then I went to culinary school. I was a chef for a while in Chicago, and then eventually moved to California with my husband. And he's also a chef. But having kids and two chefs in a family, I needed to kind of figure out something else. So I started to migrate out of the kitchen, but still maintain that connection.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually I just found myself working with bees as part of my job. And I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the challenge. That's why I took it on, because it was something I had no idea about at all. And I actually had quite a fear of bees. So I was like, well, I'll take a class.
Conquer this.
Yeah. So I took a couple courses at the JC, and then I joined the local Beekeepers Association, which is amazing. And then I don't know, it just sort of kept going. I kept talking about how fun it would be to have a company, and I see other bee businesses that sell products. And at the time I was studying at the California School of Herbal Studies.
Mm.
So I was really getting into like the medicinal value of plants, and so I just sort of manifested it. I kept talking about it, and eventually somebody approached me and said, I want to design your branding around it. So, and it just launched from there. I mean, honestly, I would say that I never thought it would happen this fast. I thought it would be maybe 10 years that I would, get it together. But once it's rolling, it's rolling. And then it's just a pattern each time we do something new. And I don't know, it's super fun.
Yeah, no, it definitely took on a life of its own, and that's exciting. So you mentioned that you were a chef in a previous life. And so I know you must appreciate food, also being in working with bees and honey. And so what are some of your favorite places to enjoy in the area for a night out, or even for a night in, since that's a big thing these days?
Yeah, I mean, usually I eat on the go quite a bit. So anytime I'm down in Santa Rosa running errands, I usually always stop at, it's this taco truck on Sebastopol Road. It's called Delicias Elenita.
Ooh.
I'd say it's kind of got like a chefy cult following. Anytime we used to go out to the coast on our way back, we would take Sebastopol back and loop and go there. And it's just so incredible. And I mean, my kids can take down like, 4 tacos and 3 tamales, and then we take some to go. It's amazing, but it's a food truck in the parking lot of a restaurant. And it's just, it's amazing. I highly recommend it.
Nice. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. And then, I also really like, there's this sandwich at Dry Creek General Store in Healdsburg. It's right down the road from my house. And when I actually check my bees, I can go just down the one road, come in and pass this place. But it's called a Bark Shark sandwich. And it's kind of like after lunch rush, they just took all of the stuff from the overflowing sandwich cutting and like put it on a sandwich with some cheese and then grilled it. But it's really, really good. So those days where I'm like famished, I can go and just like take down this sandwich, and then I'm good till dinner time. Nice.
That sounds delicious. Those are always like the really like satiating sandwiches that are so fulfilling. Those are the best ones for sure. Awesome. Well, so, obviously you've built this business from the ground up, and there are lots of people that have similar aspirations. What are some of the suggestions or advice you would give them for someone interested in kind of embarking on this similar journey?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Like what I wish I could have told myself when I started this, 3 years ago is just have patience. Things take time, and you're just one person. Get a business coach, which I did, and that's been really helpful just to like get a little bit of clarity and have be able to bounce ideas off of a group of people that are doing the same thing, whether it's, they have a company with employees or you're one person. Jobs are kind of the same across businesses. So, and, just know that like life's 50-50. So not everything's going to be positive. You're going to hear a lot of no's, and
Right.
things aren't going to work, or things are going to totally miss something that you're really excited about. People just maybe not get. So I don't know, just keep persevering through it, because it's really worth it to have something to call your own.
Yeah, I think those are all really great, great suggestions and words of advice, definitely. So one more time before we wrap up, tell us where we can find you and support you and learn more about you.
So you can visit our website, subscribe to our newsletter. I'm a beekeeper, not a marketing specialist, so I probably send like 4 emails a year, but there's some coupons there, as well as just information about how our bees are doing and how our beekeepers are doing. That's SonomaCountyBeeCompany.com, and you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Candice. It was really great to chat with you and get to know you a little bit more, and your company. So I look forward to looking at your website for some holiday inspiration.
Thank you. Thank you again.
All right. Talk to you real soon.
Bye.